after the penultimate one of Aldridge, because remember the ultimate one, the last one wasn't set at Aldridge. It was, I can't remember where that was set now. I thought I'd taken those out, but this may not be exactly the right map, but I think it is. I've got several copies of Aldridge at different times in its life, because I carried on playing this. I played a copy when I was playing, not the original, but that looks like it could be the right one. Everything looks right. All this gear. Oh, we got an egg. Oh, shall we collect that? Yeah, go on, we collect the egg. There's something else I was going to check on here. Alright, we have actually, this, of course, is after our man left, after he retired. I just want to check around this side, just to check this is the very last one, or the right map. If it isn't, I'm going to carry on this one anyway. My motorbike in the shed there. And no, not actually the right copy. There's another copy, because I take the Seedmaster out, if I remember right. I may not have done, but no, I may not have done actually looking at that. I can't remember now. I know I'd taken all, I'd taken the furl out, so this isn't the right map. This is another one I used. So I had so many of these copies. Well, I'd taken the furl out there. No, let's forget all that now. We have Chris working, and we're going to find Chris. Shall we find Chris? Oh, wrong button. Trying to remember what button does what. There he is. Ploughing field 19. Oh, I should. Oh, because it won't. Don't think there's any way of getting that in. It only takes it. Oh, here we are. Always use four-wheel drive. And that's in there somewhere because I keep moving it. So we know we've got always use four-wheel drive, which should stop them from getting stuck. But Chris, you remember, he volunteered to do some work for me. Chris has been a great mate. Over this internet as well as on here. I think he's watched every video I've done. Such dedication. I know what I don't think he joined me right at the start, but he went back and watched a lot of the Aldridge ones, the early ones. So he's actually he became part of the story. As I have said under my favourite videos, I'll get rid of this again, now we've found out where things are. As I said in my favourite videos, map videos, this was my favourite map of all time, and it still is. It still stands up. Stands up so well. And this was really the first of the modern farming sim. The tractors were getting better. 13 was good, but the tractors were certainly better on 15, in my opinion. Some people disagree. It did miss a few things like more realistic, which there was on FSUK, a little team who got together to try and do it on there. I never tried more realistic on either 13 or 15. The first time I tried it was on 17, mainly because it's a lot of work to change it over on the other ones. No, just can we put a bit of weight on it? No, we can't. Because on course play we can't do anything. Yes, Chris is operating as course play at the moment. I hope that isn't upset you, Chris. Let's go around. I'll just go back to one the other day. What's this one? No, I don't really want to load all. Oh, and it does that every time. We'll take one of the tractors out. Let's take one of my favourites out. This little multi. I love this little tractor. I could have got a more powerful one to do a lot of work, but this done everything I needed. So we're going to have a look round, see what else is happening here. This is, let's say, is a mature map. Now, this is how I like to get them. It's mature, everything is working now. That's a point. Have we got anything in the bins? Oh, just some wheat by the looks of it. We can't use the wheat. I know some people think I shouldn't give up, but frankly, I am tired. I'm now feeling my age. I have allergies, and I have to keep taking pills to combat them, which works for a while. Then I have to take stronger pills so the allergies overcome everything. And I'm getting in that stage again now that I'm sniffling all over the place. Not a pretty sight. This is all the extra storage I put in, slurry, muck. This all had to be carted over here. Take it away from the cows. This is my organic fields, remember, right? Yeah, these are my organic fields. No herbicide is allowed, so there's no weed prevention. So we get things like this. These are weeds done properly, unlike Giant's awful attempt on 19, which I'm glad to see Realmus with their excellent seasons has put right. And this of course uses soil mod, which it's a great pity that they never got together and introduced soil mod into seasons. I think it would have been wonderful. Hard work, but there, wasn't to be. But this was one man's work, Decker, a great modder. I know one of the criticisms that Species brought, but it wasn't that realistic. It didn't have to be. It gave you a little bit more to do and a little bit more to think about. No, let's be honest, a lot more to think about. That's my cattle. And of course, on Old Ridge, no collidable hedges. So we just go straight for the hedge. Oh, let's just check what we've done here. Oh yeah, I put the grate in here, I think. Yeah, that's right, I take the gate out of here, which didn't open, and put a grate in instead. Yeah, I'd done quite a bit of work on this map, off and on. I copied this grate here and put over to the other side. And here's where the milk comes out. Because I remember on this map, I had to deliver milk. It wasn't picked up. There's my milk tanker. One of the many silos we've got, silage bunkers we've got. A muck bunker, which is what is moved from here onto the one near 11 in that field, where those bunkers are. It's mainly because this is a bit out of the way from most of my fields. So on quiet periods, I could spend an hour or two just carting muck over. So I'm going to run into the cows. Calf rearing was big on this farm. This is the idea I got from good mate BP, who was doing this before I thought about it. Then you put straw in, put milk in, and it raises calves. It brings your stock up slowly but cheaply, really. Just a little bit of milk and straw, which you're producing anyway. I'm going to try not to drive through too many more hedges. I know some of you will be surprised I didn't take the JCB out, but I love this little tractor. It's done everything I wanted. Let's go through the back way. Now I'm trying like hell to remember everything here. Now there was originally a pylon down at the end of this, and I feel certain I took it out. All part of the story, because I wanted to drive this road right, this track right through. These little tracks here were so handy. There's the actual track you had to take, and the pylon was across here. I removed that. Back way in. These are the rearing sheds for beef this side, pigs over the other side of the road. I'll have a look at pigs. Well, we're not actually haven't gone in there. We go in. We walk this little bit. These were a great part of the story because this was built as a mixed farm, meant to be a farm that had been in existence for a couple of 100 years, I believe. A long time, several generations of my family had been in this. And because of the way that OEB, as they were then, had produced it, it worked brilliantly because look at the map, if I remember where it is. I think it's on here on these ones. There we are. You've got bits all over the place here. I don't know if we've got another. No, we've got bits all over the place, but that meant that we could make it look as if the farm had grown organically from the centre, which is here, the main farm, where the sheep farm, I think it's around here. We will have a look at it in a little while. It's up this. Oh no, it's here, that's right. That's the sheep farms up here near 21. And we've got the pigs are down here. Or the rearing sheds are down here. So for pork and beef production. Now I'm going to do a few thank yous. I'm not going to thank everyone because there's just too many of you. But I'm going to thank first of all BP. I don't know if he's going to watch this. I haven't seen or heard from him for a long time. I hope he's okay. But he got me into making videos. I was already into Aldridge. I've been watching that from its early testing days on Disco's channel. Dave Oldfield, you all know Dave. If you've been watching YouTube videos for any length of time, you will know Dave. Now this was originally the biomass factory or unit. Now I took that out. Didn't want it. I think, looking back at it, the way I was going green on this farm, it was a mistake, but I wasn't going to bring it back anything. We didn't look at the there's a point, we didn't look at the beef rearing. We just come up here and I'll have to run and dive into the pond and have a look at it. I think we're right here. Oh, the water's cold. There's actually a bridge there, but too late. But if one of the beauties of this, I can just walk through the hedges. Not something I'd want to do now. I much prefer. I could have went up here, couldn't I? I'm a fool. Oh yeah, I made some other changes too. This, as I say, was an organic farm. It's grown all the time. I opened this edge out, took the hedge out because it's so damn difficult to back into that shed. And this is the calf rearing shed for beef cattle. Mixed feeder. Everything was in here. This was a revelation after some of the maps I've been playing, that everything was here. I can tip the muck in here now. I think it should have been automatic going in there, but it didn't. Hello, what's he up to? Just... Oh, wrong one again. Wrong one. Get the right one at the moment. Oh, he's... That's right, because I should have written... Oh, he's got out. I forgot, because on 15, if you leave them long enough in a situation like that, they will get out of it. It might make a bit of a mess when they start away, and he's slipping again. Four-wheel drive is in, so go on. So I don't think we can... Ah. It's not too good at putting four-wheel drive in. Let's see what happens with it. That's better. There's a wagon there. Course players come a long way since 15. Very long way, because course players, one of those long-term projects which use a different crew just about every time. I don't know if I got that very well. I think there should be an offset on there, but I haven't put it in. Never mind. Let's not worry about that. No, before he got stuck, I was going to have a look at the beef. Now I was talking about what we'd done here. And we opened this up too. There was a fence went right to the edge of this thing, and I found it nigh impossible back in there without making a complete idiot of myself. Who knows? Point I had to believe that I would be an idiot. I just know I've gone on to a sprint again now. We've got more sheds up here, and we'll have a look at those in a minute. But this is the slurry pits. It takes a long time for slurry to get in there, to show in here. I begin to think they didn't work, but lo and behold, if you wait, they will show. And we got more stuff up there. Oh, this is an OEB cattle float or animal transporter. And I had separate Marshall trailers for every job. This one must be muck transport, I think. And I had one for silage, one for feed, and one. And oh, the grain was, of course, I think this might have been the grain trailer. Or it might be feed actually. I think of where it is. I think I'd put the grain trailer up the other end. Right, let's get back to that. I've done it again, wrong one again. Alright, let's carry on along here. We missed out Chris's business. I actually gave Chris a business. Back there, turn around and have a look at it. Got all day to do this, but I'm not going to take all day. This is very much a nostalgic trip, and one of my all-time favourite maps. Now it's close on its heels is Blickling, and I think out of the 215 and 17, I prefer 17, but it's not too much to choose between those. I still haven't seen a map, but for me does what Old Ridge did. Now, I haven't tried them all. I know Alien Jim Sussex is out, and I haven't actually tried that yet. I really must. Actually, I think I've gone the wrong way. I should have went further up the other way. Never mind. I was going to take you past Chris's place. We can still do that. No traffic on this map, by the way. Never was. It doesn't need it. Some maps need traffic, others don't. But the scenery around here is good. See, they use the mountain trick for getting the edge of the map, but it looks good. Because old Ball with Blickling couldn't do that with no mountains in Norfolk, so he had to do tree lines for the edge of his map. And I like what he'd done on the roads too, the tunnels. Yes, I should warn you, this map, this end video is going to go all over the place. But I was thanking people, BP, of course, for getting into this. Enzo and the OEB team for making this map. Without this map I wouldn't have got into video making, and without this map I wouldn't have contacted BP and kept pestering him on his channel. Oh, this is Chris's place. He's a merchant. Well, he works for one of the longest established seeds companies in Britain. I forget what I called them though, but they were old, long established. I can remember setting them up. There's several of the early subscribers, Chad for one. Oh, and mustn't forget Shawnee B. Shawnee B, who also took inspiration from BP and started to make his own videos. Shawnee's still about, but he's not making videos now, I don't think. I haven't seen a video from him for a guy in a donkey's life, for those who don't speak Norfolk. Right, we'll look there, so we go up on the next one, go up the end here. No, I'm snuffling on a bit, that's the allergies. It's not hay fever, but it's hay fever like. Doesn't matter what time of year. I seem at the moment to be affected by, and has been for some time, but sudden changes of barometric pressure, atmospheric pressure. Wish I hadn't started to try to say that. A bit of a pain really, but there. So we've got tip plates all over the place. Now, in here, oh, I've gone past it, haven't I? Oh, that's the other side of the river. Hold on. One of the boots that not having collisions on the hedges, you can drive into hedges. That was done because of courseplay, I believe. I know Disco, when he was doing his own map, which was never actually released, but he didn't put collision on the hedges. But I like collisions on the hedges. I'm odd like that. Oh no, we are in the right place. I think, oh, of course we've got to go up one. Hold on. Go up past here. See, I forget, there's a lot of roads. I know one of the things Enzo was saying when I was chatting to him after this, if he made another version, he'd to put less roads in. I think he got the number of roads right, personally. I like all these roads, but then again, I'm odd. This is where Alcoholic Charles hung out, but what he worked for. In fact, he hung out in here. This was Alcoholic Charles's place. Now, you may or may not have gathered, watching a lot of these, it was actually quite political in places, very political. I will come clean, I'm a socialist, I have been for all my life. I have been left wing. And so I made this into a left wing map. I made the hero look after his workers, and I made the enemies, Crawford Browns, out and out capitalists. I have nothing against capitalism in itself, but not to the extent of hiding everything else or bringing the ordinary person down, which it tends to, but that's enough of that now. Oh, in here there was two bunkers which I wanted out. The idea was I was going to, actually in the end I was going to grass this, but I never got round to it. But these bunkers, according to the story, the concrete was going rotten, and yes, concrete does go rotten in time. And this, which the sound effects only worked for a short time, I found. I reinstalled it a couple of 3 times to get the sounds back. It was a wind powered water extraction, and that's one of the things on this map, being pre-seasons. Water or rain did not happen very often, but you need it for a soil mod. You need the water, so we had to put that in. And I also, if you remember, BP and myself had a long run story of one year when we could only spray, I think, voice during the growth stage. Something like that. We just could not spray as we wanted. There's a lot of the map here. I don't think I've been over every road and track as it is in all the time I played this. I have kept missing things. Now this was where the Crawford Browns lived. It was originally the lumber mill, but I changed that into their house. I spent some time taking out a lot of the lumber stuff and all the sound effects which went with the lumber mill, and made this into their house. I thought this was the type of place they'd live. No, on the waterfront. And a converted, one up from a converted barn. All heard of barn house conversions. Well, certainly in Britain you will have done. I should imagine it's the equivalent in America too. Oh, we're going back down again. I know, we're going round in circles, aren't we? I wish the map would actually turn with you at this map. The triangles were the ones you set off yourself. You didn't. They wouldn't run all the time like they are on 19. But the extra bonus was always handy for sending them off by train. Oh, we'll go up this way. Trees on here, I did chop some down at the start. Then I decided, no, we're that more realistic. And I did go through on 1 or 2 episodes, I believe, just lopping branches off to allow the big machinery to get past the trees, but not to actually chop them down or removing them. Some on the home field did get removed. That's before I knew any better. Now we'll go past the cottages where Kylie lived for a while. I remember we had people like Justin here, who was actually Crawford Brown's son, who changed his name from Crawford Brown to just Brown. He didn't want anything to do with his parents, and who can blame him? They were not the nicest people. These are cottages which all belonged at one time to the farm, but towards the end we only had a couple of them. Kylie lived in one. I think Paul lived originally in one of the council houses up this way. And because Justin has moved to Watts Farm, he took over Watts Farm. Well, he's given it actually in the end. And one of the things I regret is moving this map over so many times. PC to PC, I lost all my courseplay courses. The one I'm using on the Pro I had to remake. Not it took long. This was it. The lovely meadows here. We had this one, and we got next door to it. Should be the one that I made into a proper area for the good people of the town. There we are. Some benches. They look rather familiar. I think there wasn't that many children and adults we'd get in sitting on benches, and that was it. And we put in an apple tree too, just so they had something they could eat. As I said, I played this as a good guy. Okay, not really true to life, but this is, say, still one of my most favourite maps of all time. Who else should we thank? Well, Chris, of course. Chris for being Chris and helping me out, but always being there in support. I also like to thanks Stu for making me laugh, and Phil. Great people. Chad. Now Chad was an early subscriber, no longer. I think he changed jobs and he's no longer is part of this. This was the shop I put in, and this was for another great supporter who actually made a 17 version of this, of Old Ridge. Never got made live. I have a copy, and it's my pride and joy because a lot of these things is personal to myself and BP. And that was Darren, but that was Darren's shop. More, not so much a shop, more a full-grown industry. Can't remember which side I'm getting on. I'm getting that side. But I shouldn't do, but there, too late. A lot of people who were subscribers got dragged into it over the years. BP started the idea with Chad as the owner of the vehicle sales point. I used to have a, not so much fans, people like, whose name I could remember, like the vicar was the Reverend Timothy Farthing from The Vicar from Dad's Army, one of my all-time favourite comedy series. But this is where the Reverend Timothy Farthing, hard-drinking Anglican vicar who had some stick from our friends the Crawford Browns, and who got drunk several times by himself. This is where you could pick up a load of stuff. This is the garden centre. And also the abattoir is right next door to it. There's the abattoir. There's a lot of little things that made this good. There's things like these signs. If you could go around here, you could go around here and find something fresh every time. I still find it. This to keep putting mouth out of the farming sim. I see bacon. And see his little jukes like that in here. It's brilliant. But this was the one that really got me into farming sim. I've been playing it since 13. Or halfway through 13. But this is the one that really got me into it and playing properly. And starting my thinking up stories. Stories that this farm took on a life of its own. I think BP said the same, that this became a real live place. Good, so you keep talking about BP. Not only did he get me into making videos, but we also between us, yeah, up here. We also between us had a multiplayer scenario of types. We both played the same map, slightly, both modified differently, because we both had our own ideas, and he was a better modder than I'll ever be. He could do things I could now do, but I couldn't do at the time. But this is the farm shop. All the things you think you're never going to need are sold here. Also grain, and you can tip grain in. But we were running the same storylines. We were both thinking the stories. Oh, I missed. I think it's an opening here. Yeah. Again, I had bee sheds one either end. This is my orchard. So this was meant to be a proper old English mixed farm. Do a bit of everything. Hoping that if one thing failed, something else would go to the good. And it quite often did. But this thing was making the PCO played this on mainly, really struggled, especially when I had the old GTX 660 graphics card. When I shoved it to a 970, it got a lot better. God, he's having trouble out there. Let's have a look, see what he's doing. Oh, he keeps getting caught up in the edges there. That's the one thing you can actually alter quite a bit. I should have put more headlands on, but never mind. But Chris will get out of it. He's not a bad lad. We don't go up, we go down and just finish the drive around by looking at the BGA. I know you've seen all this hundreds of times. Oh, this one must be the way in, I think. There we go. Well, we're in anyway. The BGA, whenever I was running out of money, I'd fill these bunkers up. Whoops. I can't remember if I filled this one up. Yes, I did. See, we got one filled up here, and I think we got the farm bunker also full with silage. Well, what else would it be filled with? You had double grinders in here. The double tanks. Everything was of a large scale. But not only was it a large scale, it's actually a workable scale. I believe this map updated for 19 would still do well. Looks a little bit dull in places now with the graphics, but oh, we must just show you one other little thing. We've got one other thing to do, I think. Oh, this is Chad's place. We must have a look at Chad's place. Very standard farm sim buildings, but this was the heart of it. This is where all the machinery came from. And Chad, when he was a subscriber to both myself and BP, he took part in it fully, as did Phil and Stu actually, by playing their parts in the chat. You don't get that just anywhere. Go in this one. Now in here we should have. Was it this one? No, it ain't this one. It's this one round here. Hold on. That's the carb grind side. This is the carb milk side. And I put in a shed in here and a tip point for the milk. I regret that trying to back in there sometimes was not easy. Put a nice big area here, but the other little oddity here is tucked in the corner is what on this map I think is OEB grind. Don't know which sign's actually fallen off there. Old run down grind place. But on the Darren 17th version became Meerman grind. That made me laugh when I saw that. So he let me have a copy and I didn't see everything at first, and so I kept uncovering these different things. Yes, anyway, that's there. Let's get back to the track and we'll go back to the farm. We've just about seen everything. I hadn't seen the hotel. I never bothered with the hotel so much because that was Crawford Brown's area. I did not have much to do with Crawford Brown if I could help it. But you see, this is a big, big plant. Look at it. That is massive. The tip is over there. The wool sails are in here. guy done a good bit of business with BT when he wanted to go at sheep. I bought all the sheep off him. Then made a small fortune on them. On the wool. Because unlike seasons, wool is produced all year round on here. And you can make a lot of money on wool. Or you could on here. Not so easy on seasons. Especially if you've got a Cavalier rowing map, which has cut the cost or the prices of everything. Right, I think that's going to be it now. I'm not going to thank anybody, but everybody who's ever watched one of these videos, who's watched this video, who have commented, or just not commented, just enjoyed it, or got angry about it, or anything else, I'd like to thank you all. It's been a pleasure making them, but frankly, I'm just burnt out, completely and utterly burnt out. There's other things I wish to do now before, well, not to be too melodramatic, before it's too damn late. I'm not getting any younger. It has to be admitted. This is going out on my birthday. I'm going to do this for 0:30 hours, which is 12:30 in the morning on the 18th of December, which is my birthday, and that's GMT. So if you're not in the GMT zone, you'll see it at different times, I should imagine. I don't know how YouTube works on that. And that's the other thing too, because as Peter will have gathered, I'm absolutely completely and utterly, I'm going to use the word, pissed off with YouTube at the moment. I don't normally, I try not to swear, I try to make these use certificates, but I've had enough of YouTube. So with that, we're going to put this up, we're going to pop across and just see Chris. I'll take a picture of Chris doing this, if I can remember how now. Should do it. I was doing a soil mod up there. I can get rid of, but can't remember how. So take that picture. There we go. Picture taken. So I'm going to say thank you all very much indeed for making my stay here, and it's over 1,000 videos. I forget exactly how many, but way over 1,000 now have been made. Some good, some bad, some indifferent. But I'm proud of everyone. But I'm more proud of you, the viewers, who sat through all these and listened to me rabbling on in my own little style. So with that, I'll do me normal close down. If you like what you saw, please consider leaving a like. Don't subscribe because it's the last one. I will leave the channel up as long as I can, and I will keep an eye on it and see what comments there is, if any, in the future. And all comments will be read, and I will reply to I will try and reply to everyone. So with that, it's Merman signing off for the very last time with cheerio for now. Cheerio. And goodbye and good luck to you all. And may your gods go with you, although I'm not a believer.